I hope you all have been well. I know it's been a while since Nook and I made an update, but I just wanted to update you guys about how we've been, what we've been up to, and developments in our life and our jobs and our living situation, which if you've been following the channel, you know it's been a little rough since we arrived down here in Florida. Didn't pick off exactly as quickly as we thought it would. So we've been staying down in Homestead since we arrived, much longer than we thought. We thought we'd be there about 3 weeks, and then we'd find an apartment and get moving out of there. However, it took much longer than that. Apartment was very hard to get. We still haven't found an apartment, and we also were looking to find jobs. So I'm happy to report that although we haven't found apartments, we have found jobs. So as you can see, I'm in a little bit better place than I was in the 1972 Airstream trailer down in Homestead. Today I'm coming to you from my new job where I'm working at the Reef Institute as the lead coral scientist. So I thought I'd show you around here a little bit and let you see where I'm now working. And then I'll make another video showing you where Nook's working at. So yeah, let me show you where I am. So I work here at a place in West Palm Beach called the Reef Institute. And this is a marine conservation center focused on coral conservation through education, research, and restoration. So what you see here are a bunch of the tanks that we have, and we've got a whole bunch more over there behind that tarp there. But this is as part of the Florida Coral Rescue Project. And if you're unaware, starting in about 2015, there was a major disease outbreak caused by a disease called stony coral tissue loss disease. And that disease outbreak has basically decimated what was left of the Florida Coral Reef Tract. The Florida Coral Reef Tract was the third largest barrier reef in the world. However, now due to, well, decades of decline and now this last disease outbreak, it's no longer considered a coral reef ecosystem. So what the government did was to actually grab a whole bunch of the corals out of the ocean that were facing certain death due to disease, and to bring them up here to our aquarium, as well as about 30 or so other aquariums around Florida and around the US. And the idea is to sort of gene bank these corals and to kind of be like a Noah's Ark type situation, to remove them from the disease epidemic, culture them here in the tanks, and then reproduce them sexually. And then from those, if we can get them to spawn, then we can put those offspring back into the ocean. So in addition to keeping a lot of these corals from the sea, we're also spawning them. So you can see all these here, they're tagged to show you they belong to the Florida Coral Rescue Project. These have all come from the ocean, but unfortunately they'll never go back there. But what will go back are all of their babies. I'll walk over here. So what we can do is we have highly sophisticated lighting systems that actually replicate the natural lighting, the phases of the sun and the moon and the seasonality in nature, to actually trick the corals into believing that it's time to reproduce. So they'll release eggs and sperm, and we fertilize those and allow them to settle on these little tiles here. So you can see that those are all little baby corals that have been produced through spawning. And we've got them all throughout here. So these corals will then go back out into the ocean. And the idea is that hopefully they're more resilient than their parents, or that the disease will have progressed enough, it started to die down. And then these corals can go out and become the new generation of corals to reseed and regrow the reefs around Florida. So it's a really great project to be a part of, and back working with coral spawning, which was the topic of my master's, and the main thing that I enjoyed doing at New Haven, one of the main things that I enjoyed doing, basically everything at New Haven, but in Thailand, one of my favorite things was the spawning, big highlight of every year. So it's good to be doing that again. And we've got other critters in our tank, which keep me busy, taking care of them all, watching them grow, feeding them, all that good stuff. Very rough start coming to Florida, making a very big change in our lives, and got quite stressful there when we weren't able to find jobs, and hanging out at a farm and living in a trailer. It was a nice place to be, but it wasn't where we planned to stay for a long time, and we just kind of felt stuck there. So getting a job here at the Reef Institute has really lifted my spirits. Noog is working at an ice cream place, very like a luxury ice cream place, not far from here, just a few minutes down the road. So we're all close and doing well, and staying in still in a temporary apartment, but hopefully we'll find a permanent place soon. But I'm just really happy to be back with the corals I love, back on my career track, doing what I went to school for, doing what I'm passionate about, and something I can feel good, has value, and it's very rewarding in my life. And it makes me feel like I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing. So yeah, thank you guys all very much, and look forward to another update soon. Hope you're all doing well.